This week I added the sliding wall to my van, and I'm going to show you guys how I built this shower, the sliding wall, and I'm also going to test it out. That looks so good. That was genuinely the most amazing thing. My water tanks are empty, so in order to shower, I'm going to fill it up, and I have two ways to fill up water in this van. The first way is this pressure fill, and I have this hose that's collapsible, so it's really easy to store and takes up very little space. The second way is through this gravity fill over here. I just open it up and then put the hose in, and it goes directly into the tank. And in order to see how much water I have and how quickly it's filling up, I go over to this section where I can see now that it's filling up, it's moving up from 29% now. And I have 70 gallons of water, so that's quite a bit of water, and I should be able to shower every single day if I want to. So before I shower, I'm going to turn the heater on. And then over here, this is where I can see the temperature because I do have a recirculating water pump. The main thing that the recirculating water pump does is circulate the hot water once it is already hot so that when I open up the faucet, it's immediately hot. I'm gonna have to wait 10 or 15 minutes for this water to get hot. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I did with my bathroom and the sliding wall. Building this sliding wall is the most difficult thing, hands down, that I've built in this van because it has to be waterproof. You have to make sure it's not going to rust. It has to be made of a very strong material, and it also has to be lightweight so that it doesn't put too much stress on the trolley system and tracks. Thankfully, my dad is an engineer, so he helped me engineer this entire bathroom. It took a long time, but we made it work, and I also hired a local welder to weld up this wall. But before I even did that, I started on the track and trolley system in the ceiling. Each track is weighted for hundreds of pounds, as well as the trolley, and it's made of stainless steel. Before we even did the sliding wall, we actually built a prototype out of some scrap plywood. My dad is helping me prototype the sliding door that I want for my bathroom, and this is what we have so far. These are the tracks that we got. It's a pretty smooth ride. We need to work out some of the kinks, but this is the concept. Obviously, it didn't look good. It wasn't functional inside of the shower, but we just wanted to make sure that all of the angles were going to be correct and how it was going to hang is going to work for this sliding wall. And then once we had all of that down, we sent the dimensions to the welder. I'm unboxing the beautiful sliding wall. This is my first time that I'm seeing this because my dad picked it up. Ooh, that looks so good. Wow, a cabinet. That looks so good. This entire wall is welded together out of aluminum, so it's not going to rust or corrode. And it's also powder coated in this really nice white finish, so I think it looks really sleek in here. And all of this is hermetically sealed, so water is not going to get inside of the channel. But there is a really cool feature where I can turn on the faucet and I'll go into this sink, and then it'll drain through the wall because there's a drain channel in the center of the wall and out through the shower drain. This week, we also added this magnet here to this little cabinet. I'm using some of this JB Weld epoxy. So I'm doing equal parts of this. I'm adding some epoxy to the center here. Now I'm gonna put the magnet on, and I don't want this to squish out too much, so I hope it doesn't. Oh, it did. I'm gonna set this one in. Good thing I have gloves. I feel like you can fit quite a bit in here, actually. I have a roll of toilet paper right now, but I'll have some toiletries in here as well. And this magnet just keeps this up so that it doesn't fly open as I drive. I'll eventually put a mirror as well, but I haven't done that yet. The shower head is right here, and this is a water-saving shower head as well, so that I don't use as much water. And to the left, I have my medicine cabinet, which this week I was working on creating a cabinet door, but I haven't finished it yet. I made the cuts, and now I'm gonna fit it in. Okay, immediately it's too wide. Because I realized that when I took the measurements, I didn't subtract for clearance. So I took a 1/4 inch clearance on all sides, and that fits perfectly. Now I just need to put the hinges on, and this whole thing is going to hinge. I think it's gonna be so cute. I feel like I'm gonna do a painting down here, and then I might do a smaller picture frame up here, but I don't know yet. One thing I'm noticing is that now that this medicine wall is in, it looks very empty, whereas before you could see everything in the medicine cabinet, so it brought a little color. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna wanna put a painting or some picture frames there. Not too much because I don't want it to feel too cluttered, especially with this bold pattern, but I'm already imagining what I'm going to put there, and I'm really excited about it. One of my subscribers recently reached out to me, and they created this roof crane for van life. If you've lived in a van and you have storage on your roof, you know how hard it is to get things up there. So his goal is to help almost anyone lift almost anything onto their roof. The roof crane is mounted onto your roof rack. It can lift about 150 pounds, and it can go from being horizontal in the stowed position to almost completely vertical. This product is not available to the general public yet, and the goal is to make it available to the general public. But in order to do that, he needs enough likes and comments and just interest in general in this product. So if this is something you want to see on the market or even get for yourself, I've left the link to the YouTube video in the description of my video. So go click on that, leave a comment, like it, and share it. Another thing I did this week is add this Nautilus sliding door. This actually self-cleans as you open and close it, which is really cool, and it adds a little more privacy as well. And as you move the sliding wall over, the cabinet fits right over the toilet. This is the track system in the ceiling. As you can see, we have 2 tracks, each rated for hundreds of pounds, like I said. We have the trolley system. I also added bump stops this week so that it doesn't continue on the tracks past the toilet and also past this direction, because there is a shower valve on the other side of this wall, so I didn't want it to slam into that. I also added these latches here so that when I'm driving, I can latch this wall in and it won't move. My dad helped me engineer this with 2 cams. As you can see, once you latch it in, it is very strong. I cannot move this wall back and forth, which is great for when I'm driving on bumpy roads. I've already talked about this toilet that I'm obsessed with so much, but this is the Cinderella incinerating toilet, which I've already used for over a month when I was on my last trip. I'm obsessed with it, but I also have this window that I can keep open while I'm showering so that there's ventilation. And if that's not enough, I also have an AC duct in here so I can use the drying function and make sure that it doesn't get too steamy in here. So obviously I am not moving into the van yet. I still have more to do, but I did want to shower in the van and just test everything out. So I brought stuff to shower, and I brought stuff to do my skincare afterwards as well. So I'm going to put this in the medicine cabinet, all of my products. And then I'm gonna put my shampoo and conditioner on this niche here so that I can use it while I'm showering. And I'm really excited about this niche because you can fit so much on it and it's just really convenient. And then when I'm driving, I can put all of my products back in the medicine cabinet and they won't fly out. Now, in case you guys didn't watch the rest of the videos I have about the shower, I use Tile Ready, which is a material similar to Curdy board, but in my opinion, it's a little more foolproof and resilient. So I use that because I really don't want any leaks in the shower. And then I put this beautiful patterned marble tile on the back wall. All the other walls I'm using Wet Wall for, which is a waterproof material, and you adhere it using adhesive. So this week I adhered the Wet Wall to this front arch panel because it was one of the only walls I hadn't done yet. Waiting for a train. The material that I'm using for the inside of my shower walls is called Wet Wall, and the panels come with this adhesive, so I'm just using this to secure everything down to the maple. Like a bad dream, we can wake up in the morning to a new sunrise. I put some brake rotors on this so that there's a little bit of weight to weigh everything down, and this is gonna have to sit for a little bit. I also added some screws here, which just presses everything together, and I'll eventually put some wood filler and paint over this. And while the adhesive is curing, I'm gonna work on some other projects in the bathroom, and hopefully by the end of this week, I can take a shower in my van for the very first time. It's always easier to paint outside of the van on a horizontal surface, so while I have this out here, I'm going to do the Roman clay on it, and then I'll do an additional coat once it's in the van. So I already put the primer on this wall down, as you can see, but it's very bright white color, and I'm going to be adding this Roman clay on top, which is this plaster looking material, and it gives it a little bit of texture. This is also more of a cream color, which I really like, and I'm excited to see the difference this makes. I apply this in pretty thin coats, so I just get a little bit on this scraper, and I actually bought this from the same brand where I got the Roman clay, which the brand is Portola Paint. They also sell paint colors, I believe, as well, and lime wash. I'm just going in and doing a really thin coat. And I also used the flush cutting router to route out this arch, because that, again, is something I hadn't done yet. Look at your smile, babe. Won't have to loan you, man. Once I put the arched wall in, I went ahead and used the sealant that came with the wet wall. It's a color match sealant, and I sealed all of the edges where the wet wall joins with each of the other panels so that it's completely waterproof. But I did all the screws, and now I'm ready to add sealant so that this entire wall is waterproof and I can take a shower here. So I'm just gonna add this tape. That way the sealant doesn't gush out everywhere and look really ugly. I'm burning bridges with society. Oh, my heart can't. I am now going to put the sink in. So I'm going to do one bead of caulk around the drain. And I'm going to do the rest here around the perimeter of the bottom of the sink. And now I'm going to set the sink in. Now that the sink is in and everything is caulked, the only thing left we have to do is add the Nautilus sliding door. Before we shower, I'm actually going to test that we do in fact have hot water here. The evening birds of spring. I feel like having a shower in a van is something that is kind of controversial. A lot of people say that it's like their biggest regret of their van build, and people are really adamant about not having one. But as somebody who lived in my last van for several years, I think that this shower is going to get quite a bit of use, and I'm really dedicated to making sure that that is the case and not turning this into a closet. And I think a big part of that is making sure that I have the setup in order to utilize this on a regular basis, which means that it has everything that I need in here. And also I have enough water to feasibly make this work. I think a big mistake a lot of people make with showers is not having enough water, and so they don't use it that much, and then what they do need is storage, so they end up making it this big closet essentially where they store all this stuff. But I know for a fact I'm going to be using my toilet every single day. I'm obsessed with my toilet. It is honestly the best thing that I've ever spent my money on, so I feel like that alone is going to make it where I'm not storing things in here. In my last van, not having a shower honestly was very inconvenient, especially because I liked to go on hikes, rock climb, work out in the mornings, but I feel like I was conserving my sweat, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want to get dirty unless I had access to a shower, which wasn't that often since I spent most of my time in nature. Didn't work out, or I wasn't as active as often as I maybe wanted to be, because I didn't want to like sweat if I had just sweat the day before and wasted water by showering, or wasted water, you know? I want to be able to go on hikes and get sweaty every single day and come back here and have a cozy shower. I want to shower in the comfort of my own little home. I feel so happy with how this shower is turning out, and obviously there are some little things I need to do. I need to do the trim on the arch wall. I need to put the medicine cabinet up, but taking my first shower in it, like, wow. I am just so excited for this van. I'm so happy about the shower, and I'm so grateful for my dad for helping me engineer it, for Devin over at Ren & Metalworks for welding this entire thing. This was such a feat to engineer and execute. When I started this van build, I had this crazy idea and I didn't really think it was possible, but with the help of other people, it was possible. And I'm just so grateful and happy, and it's better than I even imagined, honestly. I have so much respect for creators and innovators and engineers, so I really do want to support everyone else in this community. So like I said earlier in the video, if you are interested in that van crane, click the link in my description to just go comment on that YouTube video. It's free, it just takes a second, and it supports someone in our community that has created something that I think is pretty cool and could help a lot of people. And with that, the sliding wall is done. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Bye!